feeling crazy, or are you crazy aware? Is your body or some part of your body in agony, in pain, or is your body aware? And I have a really cool story of how my body was in pain. I just had coffee and almost straight after, so it was very easy to make like the assumption that it had to do with my coffee, that I was having a stomach ache because of the coffee. And I decided to go for a walk in the forest because I'm camping. Beautiful place, totally recommend it. I can't remember the name right now, but I will definitely post something about it because it's such a beautiful hike, amazing forest camping. It's like a nature camping right next to the forest. And so I go on a hike and hike, and I can feel my stomach becoming less painful. So it's like soothing. It feels like more soothing. I'm walking in the forest and I'm asking some questions. And I was going through like a few questions of like, okay, so is this something physical? Like, is this the coffee? I got like a no. I'm also like near horses, and the horses look quite skinny. Like you can like really see their vertebrae, and they don't look very healthy. And so I was like, is it the horses? Am I aware of the horses? Is it something with the earth? Like, am I aware of the earth? Is it asking of something? And then I'm like, is it entities? And it was really light. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So I'm in a forest, entities. And I immediately go thinking about like, human entities. But like, okay, so I'm in the forest, probably not going to be human entities. I'm like, okay, so it's an awareness of entities, so I can relax. I was like, okay, I'm just going to stop nagging, because I was like having like an inner conversation of like sort of like being annoyed by the pain. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop being annoyed. I'm going to let it go. And I keep going on my walk. And there is this person sitting on a bench, and I feel like saying hello. So I say hello, and I don't even know what I said next or whatever. And it just the conversation kept like going, and it was a very pleasant, engaging conversation with a very beautiful person who was at one point talking about his dead brother and grandpa, and the grandpa killed himself. And it's a bit of a weird story. The grandpa did something, he kind of killed his own wife and then killed himself, and like so it's not like your most random story that you're gonna like tell on to a random stranger. And somehow it just, everything was like clicking, and it was so beautiful. And at the end of the conversation, like I started like coughing and like not having easy breathing. And again, like you can like, oh, maybe I need some water, blah blah blah, because we've been talking a lot. And I'm like, hold on a minute, ask a few questions. And I got that the grandfather wanted to say something. And I'm like, okay, so I don't want to like, meddle in and like give my point of view about what was going on. So I was like checking in. And the only thing that like was really popping out was like how happy, how grateful the grandfather is of his grandson going on a big hike. It's like this thing that's called, I think in Europe it's more known as like the Camino walk, or Compostela walk. I can't remember it. It's a very famous walk where people just like walk, and they just walk. They walk from the Netherlands through Belgium, France. I think it goes all the way up to Spain, but I'm not really sure. Portugal. And yeah, like the grandfather's like so happy, grateful that he's doing this. He was also very happy with this conversation because the grandson was also like acknowledging how much yeah, like the horror and the terror of this, like, of grandfather killing his own wife and then killing himself. He was quite present also with his grandfather, and could have like the conversation of, you know what, I don't know what came into me. He felt like cornered into a wall, or like he felt cornered into all of these walls, and did not know a way out of like this huge problem in his world. And like, wow, how cool is this to really like follow these whispers of awareness that is leading to consciousness. Because like in this conversation, and also with the granddad, like nobody was judging anybody. It was just like an ongoing wave of space, and where things can like really move, for all parties involved, like the wife, the grandfather, maybe even like, the grandkids and the kids, who have like a very different point of view about it. Because it's a bit of a morbid story. And what if there is like something very different possible, if we didn't make it significant or stuck, or that's like such a gift that we can give to our future generations, our past generations, our current generation, ourselves. Yeah, like, wow. And I thought to like really share this story. I thought it was really beautiful. And yeah, I'm really grateful to have these kinds of conversations and these kinds of encounters. It makes life really worthwhile living for me. And yeah, how does it get any better than this?